You know, I wasn't going to make this video. I got a really weird email at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And in fact, my very first instinct number one was, don't do this, John. Do not make a video about this. But here we are. I lack any form of self-control. I have made it a point recently to say that I'm not a journalist. I'm not the one writing the articles, right? I'm the guy trying to tell you what the next article is. Well, for the past few weeks, I guess I have been the articles. Anyway, the point of my show is entertainment. That is priority number one. You can get the tech news of the day literally anywhere. I want you to choose me, I want you to choose us because we make you laugh. That's what sets us apart from every other tech channel right now. Our absolute first priority is to make you forget about the shitty day you just had. And a couple months ago, we put out a video called Google faked all the Pixel 3 leaks and bamboozled us? ? The reason we made the video was just to point out another possibility, right? In a flood of Pixel leaks, we wanted to present a different theory in that episode. I presented what seemed to be a totally wild theory and just asked the audience to take it with a grain of salt. Of course, that did not stop the internet. Countless articles and videos have been made about it since then. It seemed that the Pixel Ultra theory was back from the grave again. And I did not mean for that to happen. Since that video though, there have been so many sketchy things that have happened. Let's just start out with the simple fact that, oh, I don't know, this is probably the most leaked mobile device in history. I mean, I have been doing this for years and I have never seen anything like this. We have seen every inch of the Pixel 3 XL. And, well, most of the Pixel 3. It all reportedly stemmed from a Russian black market of stolen devices. There were literally a bunch of devices stolen from Google, and this black market was selling unreleased units to people for $2,000 a pop. Some have even claimed that they were given the phone for free anonymously. All of this with no real investigation. Yet, when a truck of iPhones is stolen, that's all over the news. And just as a reminder, if you haven't heard yet, Google did not show up to their meeting with Congress. Like, literally, they skipped their hearing before the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence about social media companies and foreign influence in the US. So, Google was a total no-show at their own hearing. Meanwhile, there's a Russian black market full of stolen product from Google, unreleased devices just being sold by the Russians. Okay, also, as I mentioned before on the show, I have had internal confirmation that Google is in fact working on 3 devices. Whether or not we see a 3rd device this year, that's not the point. They're working on 3. And even that number might be playing it safe. As mentioned in this video from CNET, a source close to Google said that Google was working on 7 different phones and that some of them would be ready by October. And you know what? Aside from the leaks, right? Like, let's just forget about those for a second. Google's marketing this year, period, has been insanely sloppy. Like, the phone inside of Android 9 is bezel-less. Like, all over the setup stuff, bezel-less phone. We haven't seen that before. And there have been multiple instances of this in Google ads recently, too, where they just outright show a phone that we've never seen before, with really sloppy post-production work. From a mainstream device maker like Google, or at least a company that slaps their logo on hardware, it's an awful move to actively show phones in ads that are not yours, or do not exist. Like, can you imagine, even just for a second, if Apple put out a brand new ad tomorrow, and in the ad was a totally notchless iPhone that we've never seen before, and we didn't even question it. We're just like, just a commercial. I remember that Google reached out to me a couple weeks ago and asked to use a clip from my show for their marketing for the new Pixel devices. They wanted to use it online and during the event itself. The video they contacted me about was not me saying anything nice about the Pixel 3 XL design, and the media ran off with this, claiming that I'm the new crazy Pixel Ultra conspiracy guy. I'm not, though. I'm a dude that is literally just as confused as all of you are with Google's current marketing strategy. We have our own internal source that is connected with the marketing this year for the Pixel devices, and they've called leaks ahead of time. They've literally been able to tell us what was going to leak, when it was going to leak, and where it was going to happen. Which is enough for me. Like, it totally confirms, at least to me, that at the very least, Google is doing this intentionally, on purpose. But I just can't figure out why. The Pixel devices last year didn't sell very well, and in such a competitive market right now, Google would have to cause a pretty big ruckus this year to secure attention of buyers. I've certainly never seen a marketing campaign like this before, but it's obviously working. It's got everyone talking, whether they surprise us or not. Which brings me to the email that I got. This is the Pixel Ultra. So says the random person that sent this to me. No notch and a crazy lack of bezel, like nearly unbelievable lack of bezels on this thing. My issue here though is that this is strikingly similar to the press images that leaked a couple days ago. This leak is reportedly real press renders from Google with an official Google branded case on it. There's only one version of these images online, all not of great resolution, and they have a watermark plastered on them, rightfully so. The image I received has no watermark, which is the easiest thing to fake out of this whole thing. You can clear watermark out in 3 minutes in Photoshop. But the resolution of this photo is higher than the leaked images we already had, to the point where you can actually see the detail in the fabric of the case on the side. But if you really think about it, this whole image is easily replicated if you're dead set on faking this. Listen, regardless of what this email is saying that this image is, I am not claiming that this is the Pixel Ultra. In fact, I have never claimed that the Pixel Ultra even exists. Best case scenario for me this whole time has just been that there's no notch on the Pixel 3 XL. And let's be honest, we all hope and dream that the leaks are fake, that there's no notch on the Pixel 3 XL. It would be amazing. It would be the best marketing strategy ever, and we all hope that Google does pull off the best marketing strategy in the history of all mobile devices. But with how sloppy Google has been, I just have a really hard time giving them that much credit. They've been intentionally leaking and actively trolling us. That much we know. So you tell me, what do you see here? Do we have a legit third press render here, or just a really clever Photoshop? Either way, I don't know how to feel anymore, and my brain has turned into mashed potatoes, like total mush. So I'm going to sleep. See you guys later for a normal episode of Front Page Tech.